Taxes have been a part of human civilization, and in fact it is a common saying that taxes are one of life's inevitabilities. In many parts of the world, taxes paid by citizens have been the sole source of funds with which infrastructure and development are provided for the people.
Ordinarily, if you look at the world over, from the beginning of life, people live on taxes. Our forefathers, the means of financing infrastructure during their time was taxation. And they derived this through agricultural produce, giving autonomy to the state board. Financial institutions are separately taken care of. You don't bring financial institution that will perform under the same structure of the civil service. They may not. That leads to some of the leakages. But if now they are separately driven, there are a lot of advantages in what we call autonomy.
While considering the current reality of dwindling oil fortunes in Nigeria, resulting in the consistent decline in federal allocation to states, internally generated revenue, IGR, remains the only viable option and tax collection inevitable.
The Kwara State government has positioned itself to meet up with the challenges ahead. They are now restructuring the Board of Internal Revenue, to make it more efficiently run and more effective, whereby we have a new and experienced management that will drive our idea. And we now have a robust system, an application that will be linked to the banks and linked to all the ministries. And there will be back-end audit. So there won't be whatever you are paying, it will be spread out, it will be in the system. So it's not as if somebody will just come and harass you on the road, you're supposed to pay the no, there won't be that again. You just go to the bank, you pay, you can even pay it in the comfort of your office. So nobody will come and tell you, you're supposed to pay this, you're supposed to pay that, you know what to pay, everything is well stated.
It is becoming increasingly clear that government business cannot be done by heavy reliance on the federally allocated funds. On premise of this, we are reviewing our internally generated revenue platform and upscaling it to levels that would enable it to support the much required funding that would drive all the programs we highlighted, especially in areas of infrastructure, human capital development, and of course, stimulating the local economy to ensure that our people get benefits of good governance. So by and large, we'll be premising our activities on a new drive of internally generated revenue that would upscale the revenue level to levels where we begin to see all those programs outlined, executed.
It is in line with this development that the Kwara State government, under the able leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmed, has taken the initiative to revamp the tax collection process in the state.
The status of the nation now, Nigeria in particular, and the states, precisely Kwara State, has shown that there's a need to diversify revenue generation. The dwindling federal allocation has made it mandatory for states to look for other sources of income. And you will agree with me that Kwara State in the past few months have had their challenges. So if it was not done now, it will still have to be done. There's a need to diversify the economy to be able to deliver the dividends of democracy and ensure that the populace benefit from what the government has to give them. So in the light of that, Kwara State came up with the inauguration of the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service. It is established by law. to replace the defunct Kwara State Board of Internal Revenue Service, basically to ensure that all the revenue collected by the state gets into the coffers of the Kwara State government. And of course, the vision of Kwara State Internal Revenue Service is to mobilize revenue for the strategic development of Kwara State. So having gotten the revenue, the ultimate is for strategic development.
Since the nosediving in the price of oil, which is the major source of revenue for the government of Nigeria, there have been major challenges in federal allocation to states and local governments, and even the federal. And those challenges that are witnessed by the various arms of government necessitates them to start rethinking, and face reality. In the days when the federal allocation was seen to be adequate, what most states and local governments were doing was just to go to Abuja, collect the federal allocation, and then come and pay salaries and then share the remaining and all that. Nothing significant was being done as far as governance and generation of revenue is concerned. So what you are seeing is just facing reality. The Kwara State government haven't realized that for us to survive, we have to begin to look inwards. Decided to establish the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service to reinvigorate the internal revenue of the state, so that the revenue that hitherto had been neglected or have not been accruing appropriately to the right quarters, can be addressed appropriately now.
At first, it was observed that in view of what was desired to be achieved, the existing laws and tax structure proved inefficient, hence the need for a new framework that takes into full consideration the present realities and provides a strategy for effective and efficient taxation. Consequently, the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service was set up by the Ahmed administration.
One key issue that has come out is that unless we beef up our internally generated revenue, we are not likely going to be able to come out of this current financial quagmire, because it is very clear that the federally allocated funds will not grow beyond the levels they are in now in the near future. So our own effort in meeting with our much desired financial requirement will be in driving the internally generated revenue. That is why we have sought to change the phase and process and technology of driving internally generated revenue. And I want to use this method to let people know that this is the only way that Kwara State can truly begin to live as Kwarans under the same comfort that we have always lived, by ensuring that our civil servants are paid regularly and our projects are also carried on regularly. Because if we do not look for additional source of revenue, we sit on the federally allocated revenues, it cannot take us to the promised land.
In other words, what is considered as revenue, tax rates, levies and all that, were being charged before, but the process of collection was bastardized, and for that reason what you will see is people paying but the money not getting to government. So the government decided that all that must stop, and they enacted the appropriate law establishing Kwara State Internal Revenue Service on the 22nd of June 2015, and then started the process anew to ensure that the KWRS is set up appropriately. In other words, trying to change the process of collection using technology, trying to change the people, because the people that were in the old Board of Internal Revenue were employed under the civil service structure, and the new Kwara State Internal Revenue Service is not under the civil service structure. It is a performance-driven service, and the structure and the law establishing it empowers the Kwara State Internal Revenue Service to employ its people and at the same time discipline and fire those that are not living up to expectation. That's the kind of atmosphere that can actually ensure that revenue is appropriately gathered and it gets to where it should.
Although some have raised concerns as to the timing of the implementation of the new tax system as a result of the current unfavorable economic situation experienced both locally and international. However, as it's been proven through history and by the examples of developed countries, taxes do not impoverish the people, but rather enrich the quality of their lives. Therefore, with the new plan and structure put in place by this administration, Kwara State is well on its way to greater dimensions of prosperity.
People need to be properly enlightened, and that's what we are trying to do, trying to educate people. It's all about service. We intend to use this opportunity to serve you better. Ensure that the money that you pay, that you have been paying before, gets to where it's supposed to get. And we also want to ensure that when the money gets there, the service is provided. Because if you see that, if you go through our vision, you will see that our vision is to mobilize revenue for the strategic development of Kwara State. So it's a two-way thing. We want to ensure that the revenue is, gathered together and it gets into the pocket of government. At the same time, we have a responsibility to advise government on economic and social policies. What the people are saying, the feedback from the people, we have a responsibility to make sure it gets back to government. Oh, the people want this, they want this, they want this. And these things that they want, let's see how we can prioritize and provide them. Let's also see how we can be accountable so that people will see that we are working. So those are the issues that are there. It's all about serving the residents of Kwara, and that's what Kwara State Internal Revenue Service is out to do.
The Kwara Internal Revenue Service, KWIRS, is led and driven by a team of astute and accomplished professionals who have excelled in their various endeavors in the private sector and bring their wealth of professional experience to bear for the good of the state. The KWIRS team, led by Dr. Murtala Awudun, who serves as the executive chairman, started operations formally in October 2015 with the inauguration of its principal officers and the official commissioning of its office complex situated on Plot 27 Ahmadu Bello Way, GRA, Ilorin. Also, the newly recruited staff of the service underwent intensive training sessions to put them on the cutting edge for optimal delivery on the task at hand. Furthermore, in order to build the needed rapport and carry Kwarans along, an enumeration survey exercise of the informal sector in the state was carried out in order to properly capture this vital sector and serve it appropriately.
The informal sector represents the unorganized sectors. They are the Okada riders, taxi drivers, the shopkeepers on the street who have not been paying tax. Or they just pay some mega amount, maybe by their cooperative, just probably spread 3,000 around. Somebody who has a turnover of over 500,000 daily is paying like 4,000, 5,000 as tax. Oh, so we want to explore that area. We don't even have records of them. They are not even in the list of taxable people in this state. And yet some of them are making a lot of money. And so we decided to first of all go out on a sensitization campaign, and then after the sensitization campaign we intend to have a kind of enumeration. It's a test, and our people have been going out. You saw some of them. What do they do? What they do basically is to go to the shops where they are. What are you selling? You appraise them. What is the value of your business? What's your turnover? Of course, the essence is not just to tax them, but the essence, of course, is to add value, because I must mention that Kwara State Internal Revenue Service goes beyond taxation. We are a revenue generation organization. So we are not just interested in collecting taxes. There are other things that will be collected, and of course, value will be added. So for these people, we go around the town and then have them in a database. And of course, when the dividends of democracy comes up, they will also be beneficiaries of it.
As reiterated by Governor Ahmed on various occasions, the key objective of the new tax system is not the imposition of new tax regimes to inconvenience Kwarans, but rather to plug the loopholes in the former structure which was inefficient.
We are not going to introduce new taxes. What we will do is to create efficiency in the current tax collection process. That is why we need to drive it electronically. The main purpose of bringing the new outfit is to bring technology-driven individuals who would take advantage of our new technology to drive tax collection so that we can create efficiency in the collection process. What we expect to see is that with the new technology, there will be no cash payments to any individual or to any ministry. All cash or payments will have to be carried out either through ATM cards or to be paid straight into banks. There is no case of saying any consultant collecting money on behalf of a state or any ministry collecting cash on behalf of the state government. All payments will go straight into the bank accounts. And all our revenue heads have been encoded. So you have no excuse for not knowing which account to pay to. They will be encoded and all forms of revenues will accrue into the same revenue account. So as it is, we are not expecting anybody to go about saying that he's collecting revenue, cash revenue on behalf of the state government. If any of such people are caught, they'll be seen to be contravening the laws and they'll be prosecuted accordingly.
When you talk about new taxes, I perhaps don't even understand. But the truth of the matter is there are taxes that people are not paying before. That is, not that those taxes are not existing, right? But nobody is asking you to pay. There are levies that people are not paying before. Not that they are not existing. They are not new. But because you are not paying and they are now asking you to pay, makes it look new. So when we talk about new taxes, I don't know what we mean. But the truth of the matter is, are we paying what we are supposed to pay? So as far as government is concerned, nothing new is going to be introduced. But what we are paying or we are expected to pay before that we are not paying, we will ask. That's the bottom line. That, oh, you are expected to pay tax because you are a shop owner. And nobody has come to ask you for tax in the past. That doesn't mean the tax does not exist. That doesn't mean the law does not exist that you should pay that tax. As a responsible citizen, you are even expected to pay. And nobody has been asking you in the past. Now, you are going to be asked to pay that tax. So it's not a new thing that they are doing. The only thing is that, okay, somebody is now waking up to say, oh, this thing has to be done. But more importantly is the fact that those ones that we were paying in the past, because that's where we are starting from, those ones that we were paying in the past, let the collection process be right such that the money gets to where it's supposed to get.
The agency, KWIRS, operates as a corporate entity as against the previous State Bureau of Internal Revenue, BIR, which functioned under the State Civil Service and was encumbered with bureaucracies in the effective discharge of its duties. Thus, the KWIRS henceforth becomes a sole entity with the responsibility of effective collection of state and local council revenue, and is expected to block all leakages, wastages, and corruption in the process of revenue generation. It will also ensure optimal tax compliance by taxable individuals and corporate entities in Kwara State.
Actually, what we have done is to develop a strategy whereby we need to diversify, or we need to increase our revenue profile to say 50-50. So in a month, if we get 2 billion or 2.5 from the federal government, we should be able to generate 2.5 billion internally, right? So if we have like a 5 billion or 6 billion monthly and it's 50-50 profiled internally and from FAC, then we'll be able to attract that capital right? And then we'll be able to do, big projects. So what we set out to do is, when we realize that we now cut out a strategy, how do we then, implement this? How do we make this a reality? And that was what led to the restructuring and retooling of the Kwara State, Revenue Service.
The target is achievable once we start to block the leakages. And how do we intend to do that? By ensuring that means of collection is e-driven. We reduce the interfaces with people and less of cash collections, particularly in the metropolis. Eventually, we'll be able to get there. Maybe the first few months, we have broken down the target into quarters and then eventually up to the 3 billion that we're looking at.
The process of collection is a completely new process. We are going electronic. We are using a technology to drive, the process of collection of revenue. So we are trying to eliminate those avenues that enable people to divert revenue that should go into the hands of government as much as possible. So interface with people is being reduced, and technology is being used to capture, the revenue of government real time online. So those are the kind of differences that are there between the old Board of Internal Revenue and the new Kwara State Internal Revenue Service.
Therefore, with the coming on board of the KWIRS and the expected results of availability of resources to fund projects and ensure growth and development, Kwara State is poised for even greater exploits.
So I want to appeal to all Kwarans to please pay off their taxes to the government so that government will have enough resources to serve us, because the money is meant for the people when it's collected, and it's going to be used for the development of the people.
If you pay your tax, you demand service. You demand service. So, local government, sir, you have not done this road. I paid my money, to carry your thing. So, it's responsibility. And therefore, it improves accountability in governance. Look, my tax I'm enjoying, not government property. No, we together will pay them. That kind of thing. So there are so many things that put together that helps governance through paying tax.
We expect government to make life more meaningful. So, but without money, without fund, this objective cannot be achieved. That is why I'm making this appeal to Kwarans and non-Kwarans alike to join hands together and pay their taxes regularly as at when due.
Payment of tax is not anti-scriptural, and I want to encourage all Christians to rise to this civic responsibility. Let us be responsible. For us not to play our civic duty is a sin, as far as the scripture is concerned, as far as God is concerned.
We appeal to our fellow Kwarans to cooperate with the government of the day so that we can generate more revenue from taxation that will take us to at least certain level above average in our developmental goals.
This is very, very important and necessary for the general public to assist the government by regular payment of taxes for developmental program. We all know that the government cannot do it alone. They really depend on revenue and taxes to prosecute all the necessary projects for the benefit of the masses.
Kwara State, it's good here.